Welcome to another double shot. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal about how finally there is a shift away from the power dynamic that gave a whole lot of influence to whiny young employees now towards the employers who are basically sending the message, you're totally replaceable. And part of the reason why they're
checks.
Yeah, we're the ones in charge. You no longer get to determine your own scheduling flexibility. This is a clear reaction to, especially during COVID, but it started a little bit before the movement towards work-life balance, but what younger people wanted was imbalance, more of the life and less of the work.
Same pay.
Same exact pay. No, actually, they wanted more money, right? I mean, they wanted more money, less responsibilities. And they got what they wanted for a while because kind of like when it's a buyer's market, you have a little bit of extra. So at the time, it was a worker's market during COVID. Things have shifted pretty dramatically. And in this article, they go through all of these examples from places from, like Uber, basically saying, yeah, we're changing the policy. Oh, you don't like our policy and you're calling it out? Okay, you're fired.
Head on over to
I love it.
DoorDash.
Yeah, but that's kind of the issue is like they're not hurting for staff members the same way. There's a little bit of economic uncertainty. So they're taking some of that power back. And I think that that's great. We have shifted so far into the laziness factor that did not build this country or build our economy.
What's also scary is if you did listen to the younger folks.
And it's not always younger, but it's usually the younger.
New hire, younger folks. It's not always, you're right. And they're not completely useless.
There's some older people who are incredibly insufferable.
Are insufferable, took the opportunity to complain. But the business is not going to thrive, and then people are going to end up losing their jobs, and the downstream consequences of you being easy on people and letting them work from home and all these things, it's not going to make a good business. Everybody ends up hurting. It doesn't work. Have you seen Jamie Dimon talk about this?
Mm-hmm. He was also mentioned in the article.
He became kind of like, the biggest name
for sure.
A business perspective, who was like, listen, I heard a I don't know who released this, but it was a smart move to release it, but it was like a company meeting. I think it was a Zoom company meeting. And he's like reading them the riot act. He's like, listen, if you don't want to work at this business, you're happy to not work here. Like, you don't need to be here. We don't need to keep paying you. There's plenty of people who would do this job. And he's like, to work-life balance, he goes, I love working from home. And I do it on Saturdays and Sundays. But the rest of the week, I'm in the office. It's pretty great.
I love it. And it's way, way, way overdue. And it's in large part because we have, I think, an administration that kind of also embraces that, Donald Trump to Elon Musk. These are people who are just working constantly, or at least tweeting constantly.
It's also really bad what young people don't think about, and we're saying young people a lot, so making us seem old, even though you and I are both only in our mid to late 20s. Yeah. It's really, really damaging for your career. You might actually figure out how to stay home longer, and you might get a little better work-life balance, but your work-life balance is gonna suck when you're 45 and you're not making near the amount of money you would if you had just buckled down and done a ton of work in your 20s when you have nothing else to worry about, really. I mean, most people don't have families in their early 20s. Most people don't have a lot of responsibility.
Take advantage of this time.
Take advantage of run yourself ragged and work a ton. It's great. And then you'll make a lot more money. You'll be happier when you're older.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz here with Scott Rarucka from Legacy Group Capital. He's their CEO. So let's talk about someone who wants to invest in real estate. They don't quite know where to go, what to do, where to start, but they do know, obviously, that right now the market is really, really hot. So you're the place to do it. How do you help?
Yeah, so how we help is, we've been investing in the greater Seattle area for over 20 years, and we have a historical track record that we're super proud of. Double-digit returns over time with no investor losses. And if you can find somebody else out there that's done that, you should probably talk to them. And how we really do it is we're lending on real estate, and we're also acquiring real estate and building it and developing it. All those things come out of a fund that people invest into. So there's lending and there's acquisition. And then we share in profits with all of our investors on both those activities. Jason, most people can't do that on their own. They're not going to go develop properties. They're not going to go be a bank and lend money. But they can jump in with us and they can be that developer and they can be that lender, but it's underneath our umbrella with a 20-year track record that's unparalleled to anything that you'll find out there. We've been told that we're one of the best kept secrets in the Pacific Northwest.
I don't want it to be a secret. I want everyone to know just about what it is you do. The Legacy Group Capital family of funds offer short-term 90-day investments at 7%. Longer-term investments, they've averaged double-digit returns. Just go to legacyg.com.